We need to show you some surveillance pictures, and there's a very distinctive car as well. This is in the case of the murder of Joelil Foy. They hope these new pictures will help. Steve Keeley with more on the pictures and also that a Maserati as the vehicle.
Yeah, for a second morning in a row, we're talking about how Philly police are doing all they can to help catch the killers of these two promising young singers, lifelong friends, both 26. We'll never hear the music that we won't know that they could have just put out the rest of their lives. You think about Kenny Gamble again, Mike, you mentioned him today, and it really got me thinking. Can you imagine a young Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff taken out before we got all their music through their lives? So that's the potential musically, but then you think of their families and how they're out of their lives. But Philly police at least giving both families now satisfaction and some comfort knowing that they're on top of both cases. We talked about the suspect in the killing of Denair Camp yesterday, who came here for Joelil Foy's funeral. Now we have from Philly police good surveillance shots of the killer of Joelil Foy. That murder happened 2 weeks ago, last night at dinner time on Siegel Street in South Philadelphia. These pictures taken nearby of the killer, and you can see his top of his face, even though he's got the mask on, a hat on, that visor. I can't make out the emblem. If any viewer wants to write in and tell us what kind of emblem that is, it's obviously some probably popular emblem that I don't know about. But these killers tend to keep all their clothes, their hats, their disguises even in a closet and don't discard that. And then we also mentioned this car that's distinctive. Not a lot of Maseratis on the street. And Philly police say this killer seen on surveillance came and went in a 2014 Maserati with a Pennsylvania license plate. And so they have a picture of that as well. And we talked to another young promising person, still with us, fortunately, Amon Brown. And Amon Brown told us yesterday that he is meeting nonstop with police, nonstop with his community, trying to do all he can to get a hold of what's going on in his state representative's district here, parts of Logan Square where we are, all the way into West Philly, where so many killings have been happening.
My thoughts on the gun violence is that, you know, the repeat offenders of violent crime, they feel as though it's okay to shoot up street corners, hurt, kill innocent people, women and children are dying. And they feel that way because they're not being held accountable. We just had an unfortunate situation that there was a guy with multiple priors and multiple gun charges, and he shouldn't have been on the streets. And now we have another young black male life that was lost because he was given mercy, as someone said it. And you know, we're in a time where we have to treat violent crime just like the violent criminals are treating us. We have to address it heavy-handedly to show them and send a message that it is not okay to shoot up street corners and kill people.
He was talking about Marcus Whitehead, the suspect in yesterday as a story. So here again is the surveillance. And again, if you know this young man, even though that picture has most of his face covered, if you know him, you know who that is. And police would love a tip. And remember, there is a constant $20,000 reward offer. And we say that so often, you got to wonder, if people called in, the city would nearly be bankrupt if they had to send out all these rewards. And you wonder, why doesn't that even motivate somebody to make an anonymous call to say, hey, I think I know who that is. Why don't you check this man out at this address? Or I've seen this car, this Maserati parked in front of my house, and I was wondering who could somehow afford an expensive sports car like that imported from Italy with a six-figure sticker price. So again, if you know anything, give police a tip. It could put 20 grand in your pocket, and it also could put a killer in jail before he kills again. Karen, Mike?
Yeah, very clear, distinctive picture there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody knows that.
Yeah.